Merry Christmas! From the North Texas Pole, the Sukiyaki Santa Claus, the Tokyo Tree Topper, the Kamikaze King of Joy, the man that puts trail underneath your tree every weekend, the Man of Trail, Tim Kamara. And from the South Texas Pole,
let's go.
The man behind the reins on the Keeping It Real Santa sleigh, Brad Jewett.
His head was a little crooked. It kind of reminds you like you're in the movie Elf or something here, right? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Show. We thank you for joining us on a live version of the Keeping It Real Show. We have moved away from Thanksgiving, which hopefully I saw Tim was the cook.
I did.
Impressive spread, my brother. That's awesome. And I ate, I had like brunch and then Thanksgiving, and it was like really very, very, very tasty. So anyway, I hope all y'all had a great Thanksgiving. And tonight is just going to be me and Tim, but obviously we want to have you all's participation upon this show tonight. So please, by all means, anybody joining us tonight that is live with us, we want to see your comments. We want to know what's going on in your world. And I'm looking up your comments right now, making sure that I have them on my screen so I can see them when they come in. Awesome. So it's not New Year yet. I'm getting my thoughts together here. Tim, while I'm getting my thoughts together and I'm sharing this, and if you guys haven't liked and shared it yet, please right now go to the bottom of your screen, click that sideways arrow that says share it right now. We would certainly appreciate it. And of course, liking the Keeping the Real Show always helps us on all those algorithms. And then we're going to be talking about the Horse Show Network. And if you haven't figured that out yet, that is our new project that we've been working on for years, and it's finally launched. And thank you so much to all of the many subscribers so far. It'd be a great Christmas present, $20 a month. My goodness, you guys waste more than that on coffee, I'm sure, in a week. So it's a great deal. Lots of one-on-one with Tim and myself, videos, clinics that we've done. And of course, we drop new videos every month into that deal, into the Horse Show Network. So if you haven't subscribed or checked it out yet, go to horseshownetwork.com, horseshownetwork.com, and check it out, please. And hey, there's nobody that has commented yet. Come on, let's see. I know we got some people here watching, I can tell. So let's see what's happening in the land of horses with the Keeping It Real Show. Timmy, now it's your turn, buddy. Rock and roll. You're muted. I'm muted.
I'm kidding.
Oh, dude, don't scare me. I did all that and I was muted. That was one of Tim's very first signs ever, because Tim would always, when we were starting on this show, for you that are new, this is what we've done 5 years now of this.
Yes.
And so Tim would always try to come on and talk, and his mic was muted. So one of our listeners from, I don't know, maybe England or something, sent Tim that sign that said, because I'd always say, Tim, you're muted. Tim, you're muted. So she sent him that awesome sign.
Yeah. No, that was
okay.
Good.
Tim, go, buddy. Ricky's shoveling snow. Are you kidding me? Man, it's been beautiful here at home.
What's the weather over there?
It's been like upper 30s as a low, and we've had, we probably got up to about 60 today. Not as much sunshine today, but yesterday was gorgeous. It's sunshine.
It's cold over here, so
yeah,
quite chilly.
From Ireland, Helena in the house again. Awesome. Thank you for joining us tonight. My wife, I see, has joined us as well. Ricky, of course, shoveling snow. Sorry, buddy. Are you listening while you're shoveling snow or what?
Wow.
Tim, what's going on in your world, man? You are home, I take it. It looks like Balmerville behind you.
Well, it's interesting today. I bought a plane ticket. I'm going to a new place at the middle of the month in January. Where am I going?
Where?
Israel.
Middle of the month in January. Israel.
I've never been to Israel.
Have you never been?
Didn't you
You've
guys
never
go?
been. What part of Israel are you going to?
Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv.
Okay. So from
Kinda.
Tel Aviv, well, you're flying into Tel Aviv, but I'm sure you're
She said it's only like
going
10,
in and
15
out.
minutes from the airport.
Oh,
I'm close
wow.
to
So
the
not
airport.
far.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, are you going to get to sightsee while you're there?
Well, I put in one extra day just because I didn't know if I was going to do 3 days or 4 days. So I have one free day before I come home. So I like to, like I said, I've never even been there. So,
Oh my
so
goodness.
Mr. Hellman, you'll be proud of me. You know, I'm going to Israel. You know, I'll be thinking of you for
It
sure.
is gorgeous, gorgeous there. It is so I'm telling you, if you get to go to like the Sea of Galilee, all of that area, it is some of the most beautiful landscape that you'll ever see in the world. And you've been all over the world. But if you get a chance to do that, you should definitely do it. Definitely do it.
Two
Beautiful.
things. Mr. Hellman, I was wondering how your shoulder's doing.
Yeah. How we doing?
You know, can you give me a little update?
Type us in, buddy. Type us in.
Yeah. You know, and then pretty soon, you know, it's coming his birthday coming around the corner again. Wow.
It'll be long.
And then what time is it over there in Ireland right now, Helena? Are you over there or are you over here in the States? Oh, fine, close. Okay, good. Well, my neck is hurting a little bit, my left shoulder a little bit too, so my hips, whatever, you know,
January 15th. What does that mean?
Maybe that's when he's back in business again.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada, minus 21C. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Sorry, Marcelo. I jacked with Marcelo's screen. There we go. Thanks, buddy. You're gonna have to do that. So we're playing with a few screens. As I just kind of gave a little bit of a preview.
Can I tell you my cooking story?
Yeah. Before we move on, but yeah, we are going to watch some trail tonight. Just so you all know.
My turkey. Okay, so I cleaned it, I seasoned it, I prepped it. You know, I'm watching Chef Ramsay tell me his Thanksgiving recipe and stuff like that because I really like Chef Ramsay. And so it comes to start cooking this thing, right? And so he said like 220 or something like that, but it was Celsius. So I couldn't figure out, like, after about 2-3 hours, I couldn't figure out why my turkey wasn't cooking fast enough. Like, what the hell's wrong here? And then I realized because he said another measurement somewhere. He said another measurement in metric. I said, maybe he's telling me in degrees too. And so then I turned it up to 350 and then we rocked and roll. I had to keep it in an extra half hour, but that was my learning curve on learning how to cook my turkey. But it came out good. I was proud of my turkey. First one ever. Awesome. First one ever.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
Yeah.
I smoked a turkey last year for the first time.
Yeah.
It turned out pretty dang good. But well, I cooked it in Fahrenheit, not in Celsius.
Two more things. One, you know, when I was in New Orleans all the time at Charles and Jan's and those guys over there, and Peter and Sal and all those guys, they used to boil their turkey at Thanksgiving.
Really? Like fry it?
Yeah.
Fry it or boil it?
They were good at it. They were damn good at that. That's a Louisiana Cajun thing going down there, that frying that turkey and that boiling the water. It was cool. It was cool. It was fast. It was a lot faster than how I was doing it. But
I'll bet. Yeah, you drop it in that vat of oil. That'll dang sure do it.
My last one before we really go on. So as I look at the calendar tonight and I'm looking up dates for everything, the NFR starts tomorrow. Tomorrow night is first night. Okay. And what I realized is because they go 10 days, and if the 4th is the first day, they get done on Saturday. Does that make sense? Saturday afternoon or night is the last, it's the finals, right? But in the old days, it started on Friday and went to Sunday. Did you know that? I can tell.
No, I didn't know that.
I'm going to tell you, the reason why I realized this is because I know it was on a Friday night that I drowned the Jeep.
Okay.
And it was the first night in
the NFR. It comes back to the Jeep.
To full circle, right? Like I'm looking at that, I'm saying the dumb Jeep was down because they went to the movies that night on Friday night. They wouldn't have gone on Thursday. They were on Friday night. And that's when I remember the Sunday were the finals. And it was a Friday night, and I drowned that poor Jeep, the old yellow Jeep. So it's that time of season where I have to remember the Jeep story. So
the Jeep pops up like at least 3 times a year, 4 maybe, right? It's a great story. Sure. One of these days, if you guys don't know the Jeep story, you see Tim, make sure you ask him about it.
Oh.
So again, we thank you all for watching. We've got so many people from out of the country even on, but we thank you, Barbara. 21 degrees Celsius. My goodness, you're cold. Helena's watching. It's midnight in Ireland. Oh my goodness.
We're like
Are you any
late show.
relation to Kona Kamai? I see that here. Good to see you guys.
Where's the Kona Cam at? Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that's the Kona Kamai. Anyway, you don't see that word. You don't see that last name very often. So I wonder. Well, so we are going to dive into, we do have a trail video from the junior world champion, which is Carly Parks. And we were just kind of breezing over it. It is Kona. What's up, buddy?
Hit the Kona Cam.
It is the Kona Cam.
He's
got him a new logo and all that. Check him out. So, Tim, you want to go through this course? You want to talk us through it really quick?
Oh, you want me to start the whole thing, really?
Yeah, just talk us through it so we kind of know, because the video is a little jumpy. I will give you a little precursor. It does kind of jump around a little bit. It's fluid. You can see what's going on, but just kind of talk us through in like 3 minutes.
Okay, well, we start here. Can you see the map?
Yep.
There's number 1. So you walk in the first box, full turn left, walk over the 2 poles, full turn right, walk off the walkovers, veer to the right, pick up a jog over the 7 poles into the chute, do a roll back to the left, lope down the long
stop and roll back. Stop and roll back.
Yes, sir. You got to show the stop. You need to show a roll back. So it's a 10-pole long line here with the stride wheel 2 between 3 and 4, 6 and 7, and 7 and 8. Okay. Then lope at least in between these 2 flower boxes that have the big logo sign over there. Then jog the serpentine. First comes on your left. You do the big wrap, and then you pull bend and come around and come back to over 3 of them. And then that's the end of the serpentine. Jog over the X to the gate, left-hand gate. Then the big diagonals, right lead lope, stride wheel 2 between this gap here, then around the horn, over 2 more, then down the diagonal line with the stride wheel 2 again. And then it eases up a little bit, break to a jog, jog over the 10 poles into the chute. So this works like this: back straight in the chute. It was only 3 foot. Back straight, side pass left, then flip the shoulder and back through the L, and then walk over with the stride wheel 2 over those 2 poles right there. I don't know if you guys can see that very good.
Okay.
Continue. Left lead lope on the big wheel. Stop or break to a walk over 3 poles, turn right, walk over 3 poles, turn left, stride wheel 2, and 130, I think. 130 poles later, you're done.
130 poles. I got that in my backyard, which, by the way, I got to go pick up those poles from Mike Massey. I haven't done that yet.
Oh, my God.
Okay. So here we go. So, we're going to be discussing a lot of things while we're going through this trail course, watching it. And, just to kind of allude into the Horse Show Network. Okay. Tim and I, as I mentioned earlier, we've got a subscription page where you guys can go on for a measly $20 a month and go on and be able to hear a lot of what we're going to be talking about through this course. And we got other videos that we can watch too, if we get through this one quick, but just so you know, like, there is so much to the trail, right? There's so many things that you're going to hear a little bit tonight when we're talking, but I want you to know that there is a myriad of information when you log in and subscribe to the to the Horse Show Network, horseshownetwork.com. Okay. So I'm going to flip my screen over here and I'm going to start this thing.
Well, can I mention something before we start?
Yeah, a little bit? Go ahead. You can mention it while I'm doing this. How about that?
I think it's important too. Like, no matter where you're from, you can be from Europe, you can be from Israel, you can be from Australia, who Mark Schaefer's at right now in Australia, New Zealand. When you get to see this, horses do these patterns, and the big ones that I draw, it's so interesting, because that's like the final goal, or that's the end game is trying to do one of these senior finals or the $100,000 trail class. It's probably the best of what I can probably produce out here, So
Right.
it doesn't mean that you have to be that level, but you need to see where this all goes to, and back to Horse Show Network. I mean, you have to find the first square, you need to find square one so you can move up the levels a little bit,
Right.
It's just about
Right.
seeing it, educating yourself, learning, and I'm showing you what you're supposed to get to, but along the way, you need the education to get there.
Exactly right, man. You don't get there overnight either. Everything is layered, right? Like there's layer after layer, which is why we started a subscription platform, because you're not going to get it all in one shot.
Well,
and
one
you
more
can't
before you
rush.
start.
You just can't rush through it. I've been, I think, go ahead.
I thought this year was really good for you because, I mean, you had a lot of students that were like in the novice range, and look how they evolved from, let's say, last year, December to October when they got to Congress and stuff like that. How yes, it was like 1 year, but it was painful for those kids at the beginning. They had to take their lumps and bumps. They had to crash a few times, but come October, November, or October for them, it kind of finally got together a little bit, and it happens that way, right? It's a process for sure.
Yeah, it is a process, and that's what it's all about, in my opinion. I'm going to write a note, because after we get done talking about this a little bit, I'll mention something that'll talk a little bit more about the process. Let me write my note.
So who are we watching first? Carly?
Yes, this is the junior course that Tim just went over. Is Carly Parks. And so here we go. Let me push play here. And again, it's going to be a little jumpy, so forgive us for that part. There's nothing really that we can do about that at this point.
Okay, so I told them the senior finals. I didn't tell them the junior finals. I didn't realize Carly was doing the junior. But I can help you this. I can figure it out.
Okay.
So I have the junior finals.
Oh, that was the senior you just went over?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, so scratch what Tim said. He'll remember it as we go through here. So we're trotting from the gate.
The diagonal trots to start.
Diagonal trots.
2 strides in every gap. It's a little tricky to watch because it kind of stops and goes a little bit.
Jump. Yeah. So
and left lead lope. Okay.
3, 4
through the 12-foot gap. Then a single.
I can pause this. I can pause this at any time. You just let me know.
Yeah.
Or rewind it or whatever.
You're good.
So was that a stride rule back there?
Yes. And then this is my favorite back that I've done all year. Okay, it's a circle back.
So we're gonna
so many different ways.
Back this up.
Yep.
So what's the stride rule here?
So on the first line, okay, after the diagonals is a stride rule 2 on the 2 poles by themselves. Then on the second line, there's a single stride rule 2 single. And then I think the third line is doubles, single, double.
Okay.
I mean, there's 3 stride rules in that obstacle, that last one.
This horse seems to get through that very an easy strided, right? It does not seem to struggle. It doesn't stiffen up its neck. Everything seems to go through very simple. And Carly's doing a good job of showing it that way, making it look very easy, which is something that's very important when you are showing horses at any level. Okay, so do you want to talk about this backup before I push play?
I've mentioned that almost every clinic that I've done this year about back in circles. Okay, whether you back around a cone or you just back something that's about controlling that hip and that shoulder a little bit, and just learning how to get the timing of it. Everyone's very conventional, backing straight, kicking the hip, and making that corner. But I found in the field that this year, I've forced everyone to practice this move. I mean, I believe in this a lot, that if you get control of that hip a little bit better, and then you teach them to balance as they're backing around that turn, it makes your life so much better. But, too, it's about your head movement too. When, she's looking outside for a minute, and then, how much time she flicks. If she flicks a lot, then she's in trouble a little bit. If she can keep her head somewhat straight or somewhat conservative, meaning if you go looking from right to left, then that horse is easier for him to balance. And this horse has a lot of control.
How much space are you giving between the cone and the pole?
I think it's 5 foot everywhere.
5 foot.
From 5 from the cones, 5 from the. You need a little bit of room in there to make that hip turn on this one, because it's
all right. So I'm going to push play here. Say back around the cone, back out, and then what are they going to go to?
The big long lope, the 10-4 one, I think.
Okay, here we go. Let me push play.
They have. Let me see what. Let me look on this map.
So we're backing. I'm liking. She's backing that horse's hind end into that corner, but not letting it pause. It's a continuous back, kind of hitting the spots where you got to get the hind end and then the front end clear, the hind end, the front end clear, and continuing on a loose rein. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. And on an obstacle we don't see very often, right?
Yeah.
So I have a question, Tim, before we go on. Would you say that every maneuver in this pattern has a degree of difficulty of a +1.5?
Pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. There might be one or two that might be +1-ish, but out of the 12, 10 of them are definitely +1.5.
Okay.
Available.
That's important. We've talked about that kind of deal a lot. Like some maneuvers just don't warrant a +1.5.
But I think when I get to a finals and I know I have a little bit more time to play with them a little bit, I really make sure each one is +1.5.
Absolutely.
You got to have the time to make that happen. I think it's a big lope line, and then they break to that jog and go the other way.
So this is a trot.
Or maybe they do the single trots up and back the yo-yo.
Yep. Did you see many issues with this? I wonder. She's right on the edge. Like that thing didn't get turned real tight. I'm going to back that up just a little bit again.
So when as I was watching this from the crow's nest, okay, like I think Gino and Robin might have been doing the commentating on this class. It's very tempting to turn in that trot early. Like it was available.
She's all the way to the right. She's out there to the right there. She kind of swung left, and she's still back out here to the right. So that's pretty tight. Excuse me.
But they have these horses.
To our left lead.
They have them pretty much in control. So I'm not going to beat them on that probably. A lot of these obstacles.
The lobes are the hardest thing to.
What'd
you say?
Like all these obstacles, I try to put strides that are different sometimes, a single, a double, single, not just so they can rhythm into something.
Yeah.
Then they break to and this was fun too, because they broke to a jog and then they left lead lope. And when they broke and loped off early, it seemed like they got a little bit weird, meaning like they probably should have tried a little longer. She's not going to, but I'm just saying some of them were just a little antsy and they thought more strides is better, but sometimes more strides is worse. I'm going to tell you.
Well, I want you to watch her as she comes off of this. Like, watch this horse. It's ready. It's just ready, right? Like you said, she loped off pretty quick after it, but it just like it jogged. Okay, now I'm ready to lope. Like again, this is just kind of the connection, the confidence, the relationship you have with your horse, right? And again, it's really hard with the video jumping around on the lopes. It's really difficult to see.
And then the elevations change. And then I went for the plain white pole so they didn't have a stripe to lean on and stuff like that.
Yeah. And so I thought she got interesting foot placement on that. I'm going to back that up again. Like on the serpentine, for those of you that are like, oh, you have to get this foot over or that foot over, watch this as she comes through here. I would say left foot. She went right. I would say right foot. She went left. And then she got that one right and stopped. And so just as an example for all of you that are out there that are, oh, I didn't get the right foot. That's a high degree of difficulty move with the elevation that Tim's talking about there. How many spooked at that little obstacle right there?
Yeah, they definitely looked, the ones that I'll get caught on is that corner where the block is, right? So I double block that one pole so that block sticks out a little bit, right?
Yep.
And then I try to strategically locate that gate so that you're forced to kind of go where I want you to go a little bit.
She's going to go left, right, over.
It's all about rhythm too, right. Like she's put a good rhythm on her pattern, this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can even see that even with the jumpy video, right? Yeah. Like there's just not a lot of lag time. There's just a lot of confidence, in her and her horse together. right? I mean, that's
I
kind of what
can't
I
remember if
see.
she showed 2 or 3 in this class too. She showed several of them.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Is that where it cut off?
What's that?
Is that where it cut off?
That's where I just turned it off.
Oh, I think there's walkovers on the end.
Oh, shoot. That's right. I can go back. My bad. My bad. Coming at you.
Feels like that's another thing too, right? It feels like you're done right there.
Yeah. Well,
right?
obviously, I thought she was.
right?
Already taking a big, deep breath for her.
And then there's this right here coming at you like holy Toledo.
On that. She did step on that pole there. I saw that little second pole. She got in really shallow, though.
I'm saying this little thing here at the end is a test of patience, right? Like you can chase this thing a little bit. Like you got to be careful.
And then she gives the big smile, and now she's done.
Good job, Carly. Good job, buddy.
Yeah. Pretty horse. Congratulations, Jeff Morgenstern. Great job. Great, beautiful horse. I don't know if this is the one his daughter shows or he shows, but good for them. Good family. Yep. Carly does a great job. So you can't begrudge any of that for sure.
But it's amazing. You watch the green horses, the junior horses. Again, it's very challenging for me to do my part of it. It's just they're so good nowadays and adventurous. And then we're coming up to Gold Coast, Gulf Coast again. It's like starting a new year again, right? And yep. I'm all amped up because I just done the World Show patterns, and for me to tone down and bring it back to something we could start again with it's kind of tricky on my behalf too. Sometimes I sometimes get carried away on that Gold Coast, and I got to remember that we're all kind of coming off the turn and we're starting all over again.
Yep.
So just saying.
Absolutely right.
From my point of view.
All right. So we have now the senior, which is the one you just went over. So we'll kind of cruise through this senior course now. You ready?
Yep. How about Blake showing 3 horses? If Blake's the one, how do you show 3 horses out of 20 in this event here, right? That's incredible. Like, because you have to get off your horse. How far is it to that practice pin to get onto your next horse and come back? Think about that.
You got to have good help, man. Good help. That's how you do it.
Stephanie and Marcel or
Mirko.
Mirko. All those guys, right? I mean, I'm just saying he can come out of that arena. Next horse already started on pattern. If he's got 3 or 4 horses max to switch off, either he doesn't get a school on that second horse. There's a rake break at 10. Okay, so he gets more time on one of the 3 horses. So this is a walkover to the first box. You have to turn left. Second box, you have to turn right.
I mean, this is not in slow motion, y'all. This is just how careful this mare is with her feet.
I like how straight he is, right? He starts straight, and then he's probably going to veer to the right, left a little bit.
And they're not super jacked up high poles, are they? Doesn't look like it.
I think moderate. Like I was laying them into the party, because they got the poles and the box as one maneuver. So it's not like necessary to go for the jugular, especially the first obstacle. You kind of got to let them get into the door,
So this is the totally different, I'll say, presentation. Look at where Blake's hand is versus where Carly's hand is. Not one better than the other, just a totally different. Again, the communication with horse and rider together. Obviously, Blake and this horse, and I believe this horse ended up being the super horse as well, have had multiple successes. So just a point I'm making. That's it. Not one over the other.
No, they both, you got to ride with the style you have, right?
Yep. There's our stop and our rollback. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is a long line. It goes single,
Wow.
double.
Wow. That is a long line.
Right. Especially when you start it, right? Come off that rollback, you've got to plan accordingly, and it has to kind of happen, right? Loping off to a pole head on is pretty tough.
Oh, and there's so many things, that his left lead. It's like he's getting all of his feet here, high poles. I believe this may have been an arena record. I think maybe I heard that. Oh, you got to come backwards on the serpentine. Check that out.
Right. Money in the bank for me, right? Plus a little X for the kick.
X going to the gate. Very nice. Wow.
So the X goes with the gate because the gate was a little soft, right? So I needed to put some mustard on the gate, so that's why the X is in play.
All right.
Stuff like that has to help that gate be valued at 1.5.
Yep. Yeah, if the X is with the gate for sure.
Plus a little bit more decorations over there. Just make it a little bit more stuffy over there.
Yep.
Got the Becky George pink going on over there.
Going right leads. This a pinwheel?
The big diagonal.
Oh, that's a diagonal. Diagonal.
Single,
two stride goal, one stride diagonal.
The trick is the second half, okay? On the turn here, because you need to kind of veer to your left a little bit because they'll pull you to the right.
We're going back. We're going back. Because one thing that you did not do is you did not allow them. They had to pick that chute to go in there.
Really? Imagine that. That's a Mark Schaefer chute.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't get to just go left or right and find it. You got to pick that chute, stay there.
Got to take whatever
you can see that mare wanting to drift a little bit to the right. There was no cheating that.
You got to be very stable. And like I said, this obstacle, when you saw it from where we were sitting from, where Pete and I was seeing from, you want to shift left a little bit so you can get this trot around thing. Because this thing, if you're tight to the inside, it's going to eat chip come this last turn right here to get back in that chute. Again, this chute's pretty narrow.
He definitely made that adjustment, and we'll go back and watch that again so that you can see what Tim's talking about. Now that you guys have seen it.
There's a trot to the drift.
Stays out, but watch him cut in right here. Right there. You can see that mare go, oh, yeah, we got to go sharp right to get back out here to make that corner.
So there's a little planning on that trot. It looks innocent, but there's a lot of stuff in there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
So the chute's a little narrow. The block is in play out there, so I double block those out there just to put the more width in that chute. It's actually 4 foot. The gap is 3 foot, the narrow part, and then the two gaps are 4 feet back here because I need to stride roll 2 to get out. So side pass left, don't hit the blocks. When you're done here, the end of the maneuver, then the next maneuver is the shoulder to back and kick the hip. So I try to make more junk on this obstacle too. So the swing, the back, the double corner, and the 2 poles coming out.
Wow. Inspiring me to set something up before Florida.
It's a great obstacle. I don't know how I figure. I mean, I did it, but there's so much stuff in there that you have to do.
Right.
That's what, and it's right in front of the judges. I put that mother right underneath the judges, so you have eyes all over you, right? And I want the judge to get a good look at all that, right? Yeah. That's one obstacle. That's kind of how I planned it, right? I made sure that thing was the easiest thing to view of the whole pattern. Then the big lope around, I think. Let's see. Yep, the big lope spoke. Single. These are all singles with stride. It's like a 4 to a 5 or a 4 to a 4.
It's so hard to watch the lopes on this jumpy screen.
This last walk over after this big lope, they did pretty good on that lope. This last walk thing, there's mustard on this thing too, because you need a little bit of planning to get these 2 turns right.
You had a lot of walks on this course, man.
A lot of action.
Wow.
You gotta get the
walk
first
in, turn right.
And then you got to kind of figure this out because you got stride roll 2s coming up, and these are the highest ones, right? Like I got that one jump cups on the single wing standards, right?
Yeah, look at that.
Just for a little operation action right there. Like, holy shit. Like, be careful, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you, you know, it's a mental course too, besides physical.
Yeah, I guess.
But that's what Man Trail does.
I guess.
That's what we do. That's what we do. So do that 3 times.
Yeah.
How do you
well, I don't know. I don't know what order that horse was, if it was his first horse, his last horse, or what.
I'm going to tell you that's heavy. That's heavy thinking for sure.
So, where'd my trash can go? You know, I mentioned before, you know, you talked about the process. You know, we're talking about the Horse Show Network, and you know, you got to fall in love with the process. I don't care if it's trail, horsemanship, whatever, right? And so, you know, we preach that here at Geo Performance Horses every day. And you either have those kids that love the process, which you said, I've had some level 1 kids first year showing that come and ride all the time. And it's just so fun to see the process improve. And what is fun is when you go to teach something new to add on to what you've already done, and how quickly they start picking it up, right? So going back to the Horse Show Network, and what we're talking about is all these layers of things that we're putting into these videos for you guys to be able to watch is a layering process, right? Like, you're going to go back, you know, 6 months from now, go, oh, I need to go back and watch that other one to build upon the other, you know. And what I said before we started watching the videos is the process is where it's at. That's where we get the longevity of the people in our industry, right? Some people are in for the big hit and go, you know, like NBA or football, like, oh, I just want to get the big contract and that's it, right? I don't care about winning or losing. I just want the big contract. And that's never been my process. My process is about getting better every day and being in something for a long period of time. And so it just reminded me of the post today, or that I've seen. Maybe it wasn't today or whenever it was. It's just the first time I saw it. There were some things about the training center because Dan and Darlene retired.
Oh, right.
And it was just it was neat to, you know, I kind of breezed through Marissa's Dalton's post about it. And man, what amazing. That's the legacy that we should all be wanting, right? Is like, she just talks about all the memories that she had in the barn, and it was the best place to go all the time. And she was there forever, and she's still there to, you know, until they closed up shop after Congress. So it's just kind of neat to see that kind of come full circle with what we're talking about with the trains, you know, and that process. I think, what's the longest client, clinic, person, whatever that you've done? How far can you think back?
Well, it's weird, you know, like when I used to do Canada, I'd done Canada for like 12 years in a row. And then if you want to go back to the start of this, you know, it was 95, right? It was Teresa Fletcher, because she's one of the trivia questions, you know. Fletcher brought me in 94, okay, 95, 96. I did 95. She had won the amateur like 3 years in a row, and then she got fourth the year that I came in, and then I clinicked for those guys, and then she won again the next year. But she was like a little bit off balance the year I showed up, right? But then from there, I mean, Pat Clements was in that clinic. You know, there's a lot of these guys that were in that clinic, that first clinic back in the day, right? You know, it's a journey, you know. I remember teaching Robin. I remember starting Becky. You know, I helped Ryan back in the day. It's Mandy. It's so funny. There's so many kids that I've helped. You know, Blake. I had clinic with Blake. He's the only kid ever to knock me over. Ever knocked me over. Okay.
That may have been intentional, or may not. We don't know.
I don't know. He was like 10 years old.
It's so true. Who was it? Who was it? We were just talking to. There, somebody's. Where was it? Maybe it was on Landman, or no, it was on some TV show. They were talking about Seguin, Texas, And I'm like, Seguin, Texas. I like that was a staple for horse shows
Where we started,
around
right?
here where I'm at, and that was the very first clinic I ever did with Tim. I had
It's funny.
no idea what I was doing. I had seen Tim out at the Sun Circuit, and I'm like, I don't know who this Japanese dude is, but the Bruners, was it? Is that who brought you out here?
The Munis.
Munis,
Because the
yes.
Munis, because they're showing dogs now. They're showing dogs
Are
now.
they
And
really?
they always send me videos of their dogs. I love it. I love it.
And they had Palominos or something like that
Yes.
they showed. And so
Yeah.
went over there to the clinic, and I had no idea. I didn't know what a splitting a pole. I didn't know anything, right? And it just from that point on, I bought poles. Of course, back then I just bought 4x4s, and you paint them up, and I
Oh,
started
yeah.
trying to learn some of this stuff, right? And so it's definitely been a piling on of information over, what was that, at least probably 20 years ago, I would think. And
Definitely as
so
well.
and so there's just so much to it with the trail. There's that for everything. It just depends on how deep you want to go. And we were talking to Marcelo before the show about it, and just how, we're going to nerd out on the trail for a minute, right? Because there's so much to that course. Tim mentioned a little bit about setting it and the strides. And if you get your foot here, your hip there, or, in the wrong place, then, you're going to turn a +1.5 into a penalty 3 really fast, -1, right? So it's such a long-term commitment to really be good at that event, in my opinion.
But there, it's a home for everyone in that event too. I learned a long time ago the reason why that event's so good is it's kind of like golf, and it's hard to ace. It's hard to master, right? So, I think, I don't know if it was Heidi or it was, who was it? They were laughing because they go, I can't believe I finally went clean on one of your patterns. Susan Wilson. She was another one.
Susan Wilson.
She goes, I can't believe I got your course covered. Like it was a lifetime goal because they kept going back and kept going back. And once you get the itch on this class, you're going to probably keep coming back. You'll find another horse. You'll keep coming back. But it's okay. I mean, it's a fun event. I mean, and as long as I'm fresh and I keep building the puzzles, right, you'll keep riding it.
Well, and it's a part for something for me, because horsemanship is my first love, and your courses have become so technical that you kind of, to be at that upper level, you've got to be a horseman. You got to have a relationship with your horse. You're not going to sit there and be able to just sit there, right? You've got to be able to steer, transition, put your horse in the spot, to be in that level 3 talk, right, is what I'm talking about. And so it's awesome how you've challenged the people to get better every year without completely destroying and just discouraging them, right?
I think I'm going to say maybe 31 years now since it was 95, my first year and stuff like that. And I'm looking back too for my history. I'm going, wow, I did that many times, and to keep it going, right? To keep it going. Yeah. And even at this 25 finals, they're saying, wow, that was a great obstacle. Like, how'd you, that was neat. That I never seen that before. The backside pass, flip back, walk out, right? Yeah. And when the magic still happens, the magic keeps happening. It's motivating to keep trying to think about new things to do it. And like I said, not to trap them, but to challenge them, right?
Well, that's one thing it didn't look like in that course at all. Nothing looked trappy to me in either of those courses. And granted, those horses are broke. They did their job really well. It didn't look trap. The walks I could kind of see spot. But again, like when Blake had to make that corner to get before he trotted into the chute, that's just a test of your horseman ability. How well does your horse steer, right? How well can you go, okay, we're going here, but then you got to make a quick, hard right, and then it'll get easy again, right? So it's just a good balance of it all, I think.
Fun to talk about for sure.
Go ahead.
The last one too is I got to commentate that class, and I got to do it with Dan. I thought that was so neat. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's
I
awesome.
thought that was historic, like, wow, not just, I'm just saying I've never done it with him. And, he's so technical too, right? I said,
Yeah.
you do the talking, I'll lead you to the water. I'll do my random stuff, but, I'm intrigued to listen to you talk, from a judge's point, from a trainer's point, and a little history too, because he'd seen a lot. And then I think he ended up fourth in the senior in the level 2 finals.
Oh,
I thought that
nice.
was, and I think maybe I shouldn't say it, but I think he's 82.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
I go, wow, that's badass. Like,
I was talking to Brett Parrish, a little shout out, Fire and Ice, about that at Congress, and he goes, the man's just amazing.
I love that. That's the longevity and still being fresh, at 82. And he's like, I want to judge. I want to do this. I want to do that. I said, game on. Let's do it. Don't stop. I said, don't stop.
I wonder who's going to be my next door neighbor at Congress now. I've had him as my next door neighbor for a while, and he even said that. He's like, well, it's been nice knowing you, neighbor.
Leaving the neighborhood.
I'll be here next year. I'm like, wow, that's just hard to think about, just really hard to think about. So I did want to shift a little bit and congratulate my buddy David Dillon on his hiring at AQHA.
Yeah,
that is amazing, and I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. I mean, I'm excited to see, because he's done it all, right? He's been the horse trainer, he's been the assistant, he's done the judges deal, he's worked for APHA, he ran APHA, now he's moving into AQHA, and so he's moved in a quick pace, but very, very worthy, I believe. So congratulations.
Interesting. I didn't know that he was moving up like that, or I didn't know he had a new position. But when I was at the Euro Paint, when I was in Croy, right, him and I had a chance one day to talk. He was there representing APHA, and was there, and him and I just kind of sat and had some coffee, and we talked about the whole deal, right? And I was spitting it out, like, how life was, where I'm at, what I look at, or and it was just nice, just one-on-one a little bit. It wasn't even like I wasn't interviewing him. I was just like kind of like we were talking life. It was kind of fun.
That's the cool part.
Great guy.
That's exactly that's the thing about him, right? He's so personable in that way, and I mean, I'm not taking anything away from anybody else that's ever been in that position, but he definitely brings a different approach. In my opinion, he'll bring a different approach to the whole process. So I'm excited to see what happens there for sure. And, it wouldn't be proper if I didn't talk about the big win on Saturday. OHIO, baby.
Who?
We beat the team from the north.
What's that mean?
I can't say the name, but they're blue and maize. What's that mean? Come on.
Can I do one more sports thing? Can I do one more sports thing while we're here?
The Spurs are doing good. They won their group, dude. We won our group for the NBA Cup.
Listen to this. Do you realize how long it's been since the Spurs and the Lakers are both in the top 5 of their division?
Oh, I know for the Spurs, it's been a long time.
Well, us together,
together, you're saying. I got you. Are we both top 5 right now? Are we both in the top 5 right now?
Yeah, you're 4th, and you're tied for 4th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and we're 2nd.
Sorry, Ricky, if you're still watching. Ricky's a Boston Celtics guy.
I just watched some highlights.
He's gonna have a tough year.
Luka,
although they're pushing through pretty good from what I see on the results. I haven't watched any games played yet, but pushing through.
Yeah, it's hard for me to watch. I like Luka though. So, Luka's fun to watch.
Luka's been on when he's played, right? Yeah. I haven't watched a game since LeBron's been back though.
Yeah, really. Imagine that. He might not be there very long.
Typical. Yeah. Okay, Timmy. What else? We don't need to keep beleaguering this night, but if there's something else you want to say, we do have some cool guests that we're trying to rally up for you guys. Some special shows for sure. Dave Dillon's one of those that I will call and have him on here. And we'll definitely have a discussion with him, Tim.
Yeah.
As he gets settled into his new place, I will reach out to him and get him on the show. But I've got some others up our sleeves, so you guys need to pay attention to who's going to be coming out. But Tim, you go anywhere out of the States? You're just clinicking in the States between now and Ocala?
Yeah.
Okay. You won't go to Israel till January.
I'll make it work.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for let me see what else I got.
You're not going to do yours?
What's that?
You're not going to do yours?
My what?
Video.
Oh, the horsemanship video? Yeah. You want to watch it? I honestly, I haven't seen it yet. I pulled it up.
Let's look at it. Heck yeah.
And let's see what happens.
Did Clay win?
Yep.
Who won? Yeah, Clay. Attorney Clay?
Attorney Clay. Oh, hold on. I gotta fill space, Tim. Fill space.
Isn't that funny? Like, I don't know. I mean, I love it when the boys win, right? You know, it's like all those girls are out there, and the boy, you know, there's always one or two boys out there, and I love it when they step up and like game on, you know.
Well, and he's been on a dang roll, man.
Yeah.
This guy, he won the Congress. I think he won. Did he win the NSBA? I think he might have won the NSBA too.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Very impressive. All right, here we go.
They don't have a men's team for the riding schools, you know. So.
Yep. So I don't know the pattern. So I'm not very prepared.
Well, so we'll just watch.
Where is it? There we go. Add this to the stage.
Play? Who is it?
Here we go. It's Clay. Come on.
He's got a lot of presents when he comes in the pen, right? Like his mother. Yeah. Like, heads up. I'm here.
Well, I mean, yeah, he walks in like all should and say,
I'm ready.
You're going to have to beat me because I'm not giving it away. Right. Extend a trot. And, you know, there's always a connection. No hesitation. Right turn, left turn. Again, a little jumpy. Finishes straight. So it's left turn to right lead. Set it up really nice for that. This looks like regular lope here, not a lope with speed.
But you know, too, it's a mindset, this game, right? This same game just as much as my game.
Now we're speeding up. Absolutely it is. There's a setup for everything, right?
Or how you got to stay in the moment. Thoughts, right?
You got to ride in the moment, but think ahead a little bit and prepare. So we sped up half a circle, and then we slowed back. Oh, we changed the leads. I didn't even see the lead change in there. That was pretty slick. I'm going to rewind that.
You know, we talk horsemanship. It's always about
that. Sped up, slowed down, changed leads. Wow, that was pretty slick right there. Just right out of stride. Counter canter, small, slow.
He makes it look effortless, right? He looks like he has command of it, right?
Dropped your stirrups as well. So now we have dropped stirrups. Found the center line again very well. Now we're loping left lead, and we're going with speed on the left lead without stirrups. And I know Clay does all his own work. I think his dad told me he's ridden this horse like 3 times since he's had him, something like that.
That's Kelly. Kelly's ridden 3 times.
Kelly, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop back side pass. Okay. Jog away. We got our stirrups again. Jog square corner, and that's the exit. Wow. So I'm going to let that play through one more time.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? I'm going to let it play through one more time while we talk.
Just like trail,
now that I've seen.
Great patterns are fun to watch no matter what class you're in, right?
Absolutely. You know, Bob Avila was that one, you know, when he was on the show, he was telling us that, right? He used to love to go watch all the other classes because, you know, at this level, at this horse show, You're in the finals like that. Horse just broken its back. Stop, turn, no hesitation. Stop, turn, no hesitation. 1.5. Get straight, set up for that right lead, go. And he's right into it.
You know, back
Horse
to
just
your
between his
training.
feet. Oh, he's now. Oh, he's already dropped his stirrups. I didn't even notice that before. His stirrups are dropped now. Lope and low.
How much training do you think that takes for a rider and horse together to perform at this level? I mean, you're the guy that's training these
years.
champions, right?
Years. Yes, absolutely
And then
right.
you just buy another horse, and it's so funny to watch those videos of those ladies that want to buy an expensive horse for their daughters and pay for the school thing. It's but I mean,
Yep.
you can buy the best horse in the world, but you still need to have talent.
It's a commitment. Again, there's no shortcut to level 3 world championships, in my opinion. I don't care if it's open, amateur, or youth. You have to pay your dues. You have to lose a lot. You have to school. I've judged this horse and this rider plenty on this path to this win, and he's schooled. I mean, it when he needed to, and he did it properly, and then you'd see him out there practicing after. Good walk transition, picked up his stirrups, backed up, and then side pass. Like everything, like you can see nothing is surprising to the rider or the horse, right?
Yep.
Like everything he thinks, the horse responds to. It's just awesome.
I said that's fun to watch.
Awesome. Good job, Clay. Good job. And I believe that Kelly had a really good show in there. I think he had I think it was first and second. I think Natalia may have been second. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, fun. Congratulations again, Clay. It's good to see those that, again, he's an attorney. He's been to school. He won the youth world, I think maybe when he was a senior, I think. And then he's just been at school 6 years ago, probably, something like that. And now he's back. Forced to be reckoned with again. Yeah. Everybody's been watching him coming, and he got it figured out again. So
they
good
probably
job.
liked him when he was at school.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh no, you know what? Paige was second. Sarah's girl was second.
Oh yeah,
I think Natalia was third. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
All right, man.
What a great
show.
Now
I will go with this music. How about that? We got a little Christmas takeaway music. Marcelo, you can start fading us out. Tim, we'll see you down the road. Everybody be paying attention to our next show. We will let you know when.
Check out the
I have judges conference. I know that I won't be able to do it that week. So, but other than that, just stay tuned. Y'all have a great week, and we'll catch y'all soon.
Okay.
Peace out.